Good morning, dear students. My name is Miss Maria Ahmed Wasim from Little Angels High School, Gwalior, and I am your science teacher. Welcome back to our online session. Now, this is the fourth and the last session that we are going to have for the chapter that we have been discussing till now, which is reproduction in flowering plants. I hope you have understood the last three videos well. So finally, let's get started to finish off this chapter. Now in this session, the topic of discussions are transplantation of seedlings, dispersal of seeds, agriculture, and lastly, crop protection. Now, the first topic of discussion is transplantation of seedlings. Now, in general scenario, what do we observe? We see that the seeds are directly sown into the field and new plants are obtained. But what happens in transplantation? Some plants like rice, chilies, and tomatoes, seeds are first sown in a nursery. Now, nursery are places where plants are grown. And then what happens? These small plants, which are also called as seedlings, are transferred to the main field for further growth. Now, this entire process of plantation is known as transplantation. Now, in the figure below, you can see rice transplantation is going on. Now, moving to our next topic, which is dispersal of seeds. Now, before understanding the meaning of dispersal of seed, we need to understand that why dispersal of seed is important. Dispersal also means scattering. So, why is scattering of seeds important? Now, just imagine that there is a tree. Now, this tree will produce more than 1,000 fruits every year. Now, imagine what will happen if all the seeds fall under the mother tree itself. Will the seed be able to germinate? Will they get enough sunlight, water, and space to grow? Now, we have discussed this earlier about favorable conditions by which the seeds are able to germinate into a seedling. But in the given scenario, do you see that the seeds are able to grow without the favorable condition, which are, of course, sunlight, water, space, and air? Of course not. They will not be able to germinate in the given scenario. So that is why dispersal of seed is important or scattering of seed is important. Now, we need to understand what is dispersal of seeds. The process of spreading of seeds across wide areas away from the mother plant is known as dispersal of seeds. They have to be scattered or spread across so that they can get enough sunlight, air, and space to grow. Now, dispersal of seeds cannot happen on their own. They will require external help so that the dispersal can take place. Now, here is where agents come into play. Now, there are four agents which help in the dispersal of seeds, and those are first, wind, second, water, third, animals, and fourth, the dispersal of seed can take place by the help of explosion. Now, we will be studying all these four agents in detail. Now, our first agent is wind. Now, these seeds are easily carried away by the help of wind at different places. Now, there is one very important thing that these kind of seeds should have some special characteristics so that they can be easily, get carried away by the wind. And those characteristics are that they should be light, they should be dry, they should be hairy, and lastly, that they should have wings. Now, these characteristics will help these seeds to get carried away by the wind. An example of such seeds are cotton and heptage. Now, the second agent of dispersal is water. Seeds of plants which grow along the banks of rivers or seas are scattered by the help of water. Now, these fruits would have special structure or else they would sink in the water and the entire process of dispersal of seeds will come to a stop. These structure help them to float in the water. Now, it has two examples, and that is lotus and coconut. Now what happens in coconut, that the coconut has fibrous outer covering which helps it to float on water and be carried away from the mother plant. And in the case of lotus, the lotus fruit is spongy which helps it to float on the water. Now my third agent of dispersal is animals. Now animals and birds pluck the fruits and eat them and throw the seeds on the way. Thus seeds are dispersed off to faraway places from the mother plant. Same thing we can see in humans also. Now we export and import many types of vegetables and many types of fruit all across the world. And what do? We take those seeds, we scatter at different places, we throw them, or either we do agriculture. So that is how the dispersal can also take place by the help of humans. Now the seed itself has adapted different structures on itself so that they can be scattered away or dispersed away. Now, some fruits and seeds have hooks and spikes by which they stick to the clothes and animals which have hairy bodies and are carried away. Now, example of such seeds are xanthium seed and tiger nail seed. The last agent of dispersion is by explosion. Now, when fruits become dry, they suddenly burst open and scatter seed far from the mother plant and germinate there. The example of such seeds are ladyfinger seed and pea seed. And with this, we have discussed all the four agents of dispersal. Now, our next topic is agriculture. What is agriculture? The science which deals with the growth of large number of plants is known as agriculture. It is the world's largest and most important industry. Now we will look into the main steps of agriculture, and those are: first, preparation of soil by tilling and leveling; second, sowing of seeds; third, irrigation or watering of the plants; fourth, applying manure to the land. Now manure helps or facilitates the plant to grow and provides minerals. Now, fifth is inspection of crop from time to time to check pests. Now, pests are those organisms which destroy the crops, so they need to be checked. Sixth is harvesting the mature crop. Seventh is threshing to separate grains and winnowing to separate husk. And last step is finally the seeds or the grains are stored and the marketing of the seeds is done. Now, my last topic of discussion is crop protection. The crops need to be protected from different agents like pests, from fungi, from bacteria, or they will be spoiled or damaged. Now, pests are the organisms that attack and damage the crops and stored grains. Now, how do we protect the crops from pests? Pests can be controlled by the help of using pesticides, and the pesticides are the chemicals that kill the pests. Now, plants can also be damaged by disease caused by fungi or bacteria, and these diseases can be transmitted through seeds by air, water, and soil. Now, spraying of different chemicals gives protection to the crops and stored grains from these pests or the fungi or the bacteria. Now, with this entire discussion, we come to the end of the chapter. I hope you understood the entire chapter well. Thank you.